Have you ever picked up a handful of nuts, thinking you're making a healthy choice only to find out later that not everything natural is necessarily good for you at this age? You're not alone. Most of us were raised believing nuts were a superfood, and they are, for the right people, in the right amounts, and at the right time in life. But after 60, that's when your body starts revealing the truth. What used to be fuel might now be friction. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel more bloated after snacking on nuts? Or maybe your joints feel a little stiffer, your sleep a little more disturbed, and your digestion not quite right? Here's the honest truth. Some nuts, especially the ones that have crept into our diets in subtle ways, could be silently working against you. And most people over 60 have no idea. That's why today we're going to talk about 4 specific nuts that can do more harm than good to your health, and what you should be eating instead to actually feel better, sleep deeper, and age with strength instead of struggle. You see, after 60, your metabolism slows down, your liver becomes more sensitive, and your body doesn't process fats the way it used to. Certain nuts, especially those high in omega-6 fatty acids or hidden in overly processed mixes, can stir up inflammation, spike your blood pressure, and even affect your heart rhythm. And you might be thinking, wait, I thought nuts were healthy. That's true, but only when they're fresh, unprocessed, and not overconsumed. Most nuts on store shelves aren't like that anymore. Let's start with one that might surprise you: cashews. Soft, buttery, and easy to snack on by the handful. But here's the issue: cashews are very high in oxalates. Now, if you've never heard of oxalates, here's a simple breakdown. They're natural compounds found in many foods, but in high amounts, they can contribute to kidney stones and joint pain. For seniors, especially those with even mild kidney function issues, eating cashews daily can create more problems than they solve. Not to mention, most store-bought cashews are roasted in unhealthy oils or coated with salt, adding a double whammy to your blood pressure and waistline. Instead of reaching for cashews, go for macadamia nuts. They have a lower oxalate content, a high dose of healthy monounsaturated fats, and are less likely to be overprocessed. They're creamy, satisfying, and easier on your digestion. Just a small handful, about 6 to 8 nuts, can support your brain, your joints, and your energy levels without tipping your body into inflammation mode. Another nut that quietly sneaks into trail mixes and baked goods is the peanut. Now technically, peanuts aren't even a nut, they're a legume. But that's not the real issue. Peanuts are often contaminated with something called aflatoxins, a natural mold toxin that can damage your liver and weaken your immune system. Seniors with a slower metabolism and declining liver efficiency are more at risk of accumulating these toxins in their system. And let's not forget, peanuts are high in omega-6 fats, which can disrupt your omega-3 balance and lead to chronic inflammation. That's one of the root causes behind the aches, brain fog, and fatigue many people chalk up to just getting older. So what's a better choice? Walnuts, but in moderation. Yes, walnuts are also high in omega-6, but they're balanced out with plant-based omega-3s, particularly alpha-linolenic acid ALA, which supports brain function and reduces inflammation. If you keep your portions in check, just a few shelled halves sprinkled on oatmeal or eaten alongside of fruit, they can be a blessing instead of a burden. Now, I'm not saying you need to eliminate every nut from your diet, not at all, but you do need to know which ones your body can handle after 60 and which ones quietly add pressure to your system. The key isn't fear, it's awareness, because once you know, you can choose better. And better choices lead to better mornings, lighter steps, and stronger, steadier days. We've just scratched the surface. Let's keep going, because the next nut on the list is one almost everyone has in their pantry. But it might be wrecking your sleep, your mood, and even your memory without you realizing it. Now let's talk about a nut that feels like it belongs in every kitchen cabinet. Almonds. They're everywhere, in snack packs, granola bars, even almond milk. They've been praised as the ultimate health food. But here's the twist most folks over 60 don't hear enough about. Almonds are high in phytic acid, and phytic acid messes with your body's ability to absorb crucial minerals like iron, zinc, calcium, and magnesium. And if there's one thing seniors need more of, it's those exact minerals. Now think about that for a second. You're working hard to eat right, maybe taking supplements, maybe watching your sugar, but if your morning handful of almonds is blocking the minerals from getting into your bones and bloodstream, that's like trying to fill a leaky bucket, and guess what? That might explain why your nails feel brittle, why you're tired even after a full night's sleep, or why those leg cramps show up when you least expect them. What's worse, almonds are often eaten raw or roasted without soaking, which makes that phytic acid problem even worse. And if your digestion has slowed down a bit, which is totally natural with age, almonds can feel like little pebbles stuck in your gut, causing bloating, gas, and all kinds of unpleasant backup. But don't worry, there's a smart swap that'll love your body back. Brazil nuts. Just one Brazil nut a day gives you a healthy dose of selenium, an antioxidant that boosts thyroid health, protects your brain from aging, and even lifts your mood. It's like nature's own multivitamin, and no, you don't need a whole handful. In fact, just 2 Brazil nuts a day is plenty. Simple, effective, and easy on digestion. Now let's move to a nut that sneaks under the radar, pistachios. These little green guys are tasty, no doubt. Fun to crack open, fun to eat. But here's the catch. Pistachios, especially the salted, flavored, and roasted ones, are sodium bombs in disguise. And if you're dealing with even slightly elevated blood pressure, or if you're on any kind of medication for your heart, high sodium intake is like lighting a match near dry grass. You might not feel the damage immediately, but over time, it builds up quietly and dangerously. What's more, pistachios can be addictive. That just one more feeling kicks in fast. Before you know it, you've had a cupful. And with that comes a heavy load of salt, artificial seasoning, and extra calories, none of which your heart or kidneys are thrilled about. Most seniors don't realize that their kidneys' filtering power drops over time, and too much sodium forces those aging kidneys to work overtime. It's like trying to run a marathon with a sprained ankle. Eventually, something gives. So what can you enjoy instead that still satisfies that crunch craving without the health risk? Hazelnuts? Yep. They're not as common, but they're smooth, naturally low in sodium, and full of vitamin E, an essential nutrient for brain health and skin elasticity. Just a small handful of raw hazelnuts, lightly roasted at home if you prefer, can support circulation, improve mental clarity, and even help with those dry, aging hands we all secretly wish would soften up again. See? That's the beauty of growing older. You don't need to eat more. You just need to eat smarter. The goal isn't to strip away all the joy from food. It's to bring in the foods that actually support your joy, your energy, your sleep, your clarity. Because when your body isn't fighting invisible battles from what's on your plate, you get to live more, laugh more, be present, and honestly, that's what you deserve. Not food that works against you, but food that works for you. Let's keep going, Because there's one more nut that's so common it might be hiding in your cereal, your energy bars, or even your salad toppings. And it's the sneakiest troublemaker of all. Now, let's talk about the nut that often gets a health halo, but hides one of the trickiest truths: pecans. Oh yes, they're buttery, comforting, and wrapped in that cozy southern charm. But under that smooth shell lies a fatty trap that's not doing your aging heart any favors. Here's the thing: pecans are one of the highest fat nuts out there. Not just that, their fat content is mostly omega-6 fatty acids. Now, we're not saying all fats are bad, far from it. But when omega-6 is flood your system without the balance of enough omega-3s, they stir up inflammation. That inflammation becomes a slow burn in your body, especially dangerous for people over 60. We're talking about increased joint stiffness, artery irritation, foggy thinking, even a higher risk of certain cancers. And let's not forget how pecans are usually eaten, not raw, not plain. They're baked into pies, coated in sugar, caramelized, candied, served with a heaping side of regret. And if you've been feeling more sluggish after meals or waking up with puffy fingers and unexplained fatigue, your love for pecans might be quietly draining your energy instead of restoring it. Now, that doesn't mean you have to swear off all indulgence. Life is still meant to be enjoyed, bite by delicious bite. But you deserve indulgence that doesn't come with a hidden cost. So here's what you can reach for instead: chia seeds. Yes, I know they're not a nut, but hear me out. Just 1 tablespoon of chia seeds soaked overnight gives you fiber, protein, omega-3s, and a load of antioxidants. They help your digestion, reduce cholesterol, and gently clean out your system without the inflammation roller coaster. Toss them into your morning yogurt, blend them into a smoothie, let them soak in almond milk, and enjoy a gentle pudding by breakfast. It's an upgrade your body will thank you for quietly, of course, through clearer skin, steadier energy, and smoother movements. You see, the goal of all this isn't to scare you, it's to wake you up, because aging isn't about shrinking your life. It's about refining it, about being choosy, about asking yourself, what actually makes me feel good, and what just tastes good for a moment but leaves me worse off. And if nobody told you this before, let me be the first. You are not too old to feel strong again. You are not too late to make better choices. You are not past the point where food can heal you. Every bite is either taking you closer to vitality or further from it. The choice, it's right there on your plate every day, so let's wrap this up. You've learned that cashews, peanuts, almonds, pistachios, and pecans, while common and often labeled as healthy, can become troublemakers as we age. They mess with our kidneys, our heart, our brain, our bones. But you've also learned that swaps like macadamia nuts, Brazil nuts, walnuts, hazelnuts, and yes, even chia seeds, can bring back balance, energy, and lightness to your life. And if you've made it this far with me, then you're already on the path. You're not settling for the average. You're choosing the aware, the intentional, the alive version of yourself. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these surprised you the most? Have you noticed any of these nuts affecting how you feel? Share it in the comments. Your story might be the nudge someone else needs to hear today. And if this helped you, even just a little, please tap the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we've got so many more conversations like this waiting for you. This isn't just a channel. This is a community that believes your best years didn't pass. You're living them now. So go ahead, make that smart swap, choose better, feel better, and let your food become the quiet medicine your body has been asking for all along. Here's to longer mornings, lighter steps, and a life that keeps getting better with time. Before we end this conversation, I want to say something personal, something from the heart. You didn't just click this video for random food advice. Deep down, you're searching for something more than answers. You're looking for control, for confidence, for clarity in a world that seems to keep changing the rules. Maybe you've watched friends your age decline too quickly. Maybe you've seen someone you care about struggle with their memory, or heard one too many doctors say, well, that's just part of getting older. But what if that wasn't entirely true? What if the way we age isn't just about fate or family history, but about these little, ordinary decisions we make every day? Like what goes on your plate, what you snack on in front of the TV, what you believe is healthy, just because the label says so. I know, it's not easy. You grew up in a time where nobody talked about phytic acid or omega-6 overload. We just ate what we were told was good, but the science has changed, and now we know the food that once gave us energy in our 40s might be draining it in our 70s. Our digestion is slower, our cells are more sensitive, our immune systems are asking for less clutter and more clarity. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. So no, you don't need to give up on flavor or texture or enjoyment. You just need to realign. You need foods that work with you, not against you, that soothe your body instead of sneakily stressing it out. You've now got the knowledge. You've seen the truth about those 4 sneaky nuts: cashews, peanuts, almonds, pecans, and what they can do to your aging body. And you've been handed powerful, simple alternatives: macadamia nuts, Brazil nuts, walnuts, hazelnuts, chia seeds, foods that don't just fill your stomach, they fuel your life. Now the ball's in your court. You can go back to your usual habits, keep the same old snacks in the pantry, or you can walk into your kitchen tonight with a new set of eyes. Check the ingredients, ask questions, make one small switch. That's all it takes. One new habit, and your body will notice. It will reward you, so if no one has reminded you lately, you're not done, you're not behind, you're not powerless. You're in the driver's seat now, and if this video sparked something in you, even just a flicker of hope or motivation, then please hit the like button. Leave a comment. Tell us what changes you're going to make starting today. I read every single one, and so do others in this community who might be looking for that same strength. Subscribe if you haven't already, because around here we don't believe in fading away with age. We believe in rising into it, with grace, grit, and a whole lot of laughter. So here's to you, to smarter choices, to stronger mornings, to a body that feels like home again, and to the truth that your best years can still be ahead of you, one smart bite at a time.